Hello, everyone. It's John Richardson with your reality recaps. I'm so excited to be back. Took a little bit of a hiatus with all the stuff going on. Took a little camping vacation, if you want to call that a vacation. But we've had some things to talk about as far as Bravo and everything Bravo. Don't forget to catch all of our Bravo content, our audio blogs of the Housewives, our regular written blogs at yourrealityrecaps.com/Bravo. And I'm so excited to be back with Princess Glammy. Hey, girl.
Hi, sweetie pie. So you had a little time off and a little bit off the top, I see.
You know, I wanted a little off the sides, and I went. Normally, my sister-in-law does my hair, which is, you know, it just gets blonder and blonder because she's blonde. And I didn't have time to get to her, so I just went to a regular barber, and ooh.
Yeah. Well, you look like Lance Bass. You're trying to do, you're channeling Lance Bass there. So
I will accept that. I like Lance Bass. I think he's a good-looking guy. I normally get Jack Black.
Jack Black and Lance Bass have a baby, and you get you.
And they have a baby, and it's Comedy Jonah. I know, right? But thank you. Eric says I'm trying to look young for my age, but I say,
what does he know?
Hey, Eric.
Yeah, you have hair. You don't need to wear no cap.
Oh my gosh! So I was gone. I went camping for a week in Priest Lake, Idaho. I've never been to Idaho. It was kind of the more what am I trying to say? Republican part of Idaho. Priest Lake is beautiful, but camping for a week is a killer. It really is.
I would never do that. My camping consists of a hot tub, maid service, valet coming to get the car. I don't do the whole woodsy thing. No, Mr. Glam, he goes in the woods.
Yeah. Well, I was in like a 15 by 10 cabin, so I wasn't in a tent.
No.
And I did have a portable air conditioner installed.
No, the word cabin makes me want to, it makes me want to vomit. So what the fuck was that?
It's some horn outside my window. Okay. I live in the city, so.
Yeah, well, I'm living in the city right now because there's construction going on outside my window, so we're actually kind of both there. So what the hell have you been watching on TV? Wow,
I can't believe I'm more caught up with you with this than you are, but I love our recap, so I'm so glad that we're back. You know, I want to kind of talk about Orange County maybe towards the end of our Bravo segment.
Mm-hmm.
I know we want to talk about Big Brother a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I also know, as much as we love our Bravo recaps, you and I are such good friends. We have multiple things we like to talk about, and I think we're kind of gearing this show towards more of just a weekly recap with John and Glammy, where we talk about Bravo and Big Brother and reality TV and cooking, because you cook amazing shit. Every time I'm on, look at your blog, your Facebook page, your Twitter, I'm hungry. I'm hungry all the time.
Thank you very, 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 very much. I mean, yesterday, for example, I had leftover curry chicken that we put on the grill for 4th of July. So I had leftover curry chicken, and I made it into a pastilla, which is basically a Moroccan pie. And I had that for lunch. It was quite fabulous.
So fabulous. And you know what else is fabulous, too, that I'm just addicted to, is these Nespresso.
Oh, yes.
Do you like my product placement?
I do. I'm thinking with tea, but never mind.
This is my tea, my coffee. I also have the espresso.
Oh, yes.
From Nespresso. I've got the little thing that whips the milk.
Yeah, I've got all of that, too, but I don't have the Nespresso machine. I have the Keurig?
Yeah, it's for the poor. Yeah,
which makes
I have the Nespresso machine. You have the average person's cappuccino. I have the espresso.
Have you seen the new one yet? That's at I think it was Best Buy. They have an entire machine now, and it's not an espresso. It's by Keurig, and it's an entire espresso latte maker.
No, I've seen the carafe. I've seen the carafe. You can have more than one cup.
I'm like, Doug, we need that. And he's like, we don't need that. I'm like, we need that. He's like, no, absolutely not. We're not getting any more coffee fucking makers. We've got more coffee makers in this house than anybody on the planet. And they're all in the garage. We buy one, we use it for a while.
Oh, I thought you made your coffee in the garage. I was like,
we have Tivana stuff. We've got another one that came out, first of all, the very first one that came out that was making coffees, we had it. It's in the garage. It's just sitting there doing nothing. You know, and then I did the whole, I must get my coffee delivered weekly, and then it would pile up, you know, because you get 5 boxes of coffee a week. So we had to stop that. Yeah, so no, coffee's completely, I'm trying to, and, my husband has, about 10 years ago started suffering from panic attacks and anxiety attacks, and we couldn't figure out what it was, and he is being diagnosed with, he's allergic to caffeine.
Holy moly.
A bracelet now, it has on it, do not give caffeine, so if he's unconscious and they shoot him up with the EpiPen, it'll probably kill him. So he now has a little bracelet that says no caffeine.
I've never heard of anyone being allergic to caffeine.
It happens in your, you know, when you get to about 35, 40, so you should start watching out. Decaf only. Seriously, you can't drink Coca-Cola, nothing.
Just no Mountain Dew, no Mountain Dew. All right, Bravo TV. Last night was Housewives of New York.
Scary Island Adventure.
No, my all-time favorite Bethany line is that, "Shut up, go to bed, shut up." Like, I reenact it with my partner. I'm just like, shut up, go to bed, shut up.
Yeah, well, see, I think if I screamed that at Doug, he would be like, "Excuse me? What the fuck did I do?" Yeah, he'd be like, whoa, he'd be combative with it. He'd be like,
oh, totally.
But yeah, the Housewives of New York went on a vacation. They should have had a staycation, let's put it that way. They should have stayed in New York because, you know, as soon as their clothes come off and the bikinis come on,
they all look great. They all look great.
Well, except, I'm saying nothing. Some of their bikinis were rather odd looking.
Ramona's. Did we lose audio? Did I lose you?
Bethany's are all strung together like this at the back. Like, just have one. You're going to have too many lines.
Bethany looks good, though. I mean, she gets a lot of crap for being skinny, but you can see the definition and stuff. It's not like she's got an eating disorder or she's, you know, anorexic or anything.
Verge, come on.
I think Ramona, I think she looks fantastic for her age, but I think some of the lines on that black bikini where it was in the front, it makes her look a little poochier than she is.
And
she's very tiny.
She bent over, and her and Sonia seem to be, oh God, I mean, next week all hell breaks loose, but let's go back to the hell that's
all hell breaks loose. But Bethany was getting a lot of flack on social media because people are just kind of annoyed and sick of her. You know,
how to get back into her own way again. I think she's starting to become Bethany. I really do. I think it's getting back to being in your face. You know, remember all those years ago when she had the confrontation with Luann in the Hamptons and she called her a snake to her face. She's like, "You're not friends, you're a snake." She's back to that. That's the person I loved. So screw people that hate Bethany. She was crying too much at the beginning, but I think she's getting back into the being the leader of the pack, liking it, lying on the beach with Luann and Sonia and Ramona in her little group and picking on the new girls. It's
I think Heather kind of hit it on the head because Heather's been trying to figure her out as well this season. And I think, you know, not taking Bethany so seriously because she can be in your face, blah, 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 blah.
Oh, yeah.
Then she can be crying and then completely can wash it away quickly.
The thing that I don't like about the season, even in the Turks and Caicos or wherever the fuck they are, there is skinny girl margaritas on the shelf and skinny girl cookies and skinny girl sitting in a bikini, and I'm like, bloody hell. Okay, Bethany is the best contract negotiator on the planet. Not only do I leave the show, but I come back and I say all my shit is going to be everywhere.
Not just come back, but come back and say in your tagline, I'm not a housewife. That's the name of the show, but I am real.
I'm like, holy crap. But anyway, so Bethany's got into a few spats with people. I honestly believe she was trying her best to give Sonia some good advice because Sonia desperately needs some advice. The woman is a raging alcoholic who needs to go to promises. As Bethany said on her tweet, next year's vacation is going to be #promises Malibu, which is...
Do we think Luann needs to be a roommate? Because
I think Lou is... she's a very heavy social drinker.
Smoking. I mean, everybody's saying, Luann got kind of exposed.
She's fabulous this year. She's fantastic.
Oh, I love her. I love her even more. I love that she smokes. I love that she's a regular person.
Yeah, Luann taking strange men to bed again. When the first time she denied it, but this time she's no longer the Countess, so she's just like legs spread and hey, get over it. And supposedly the guy's dick was hanging out when who woke up? Heather Carroll. Yes. So there is that. So they've been having fun. They've been having arguments. Dorinda, I am sorry, I would never act like that in public. Fucking Eric says Dorinda reminds him of me because she's so blunt and straight to the point. Dorinda lost her shit on national TV last night, and it was freaking hilarious. He was just, don't fucking say fuck you, fucking... I was like, she was like scared.
Is that how you are when you drink? I can see that. You just be like this emotional...
No. I walk away from people. I'm not really... I will laugh at you if you're being stupid. I wouldn't take anything that what's her chops was saying. Was it Heather? Heather was talking. I wouldn't mishear a conversation. I would say, I'm sorry, what did you just say? I wouldn't go, oh, I know what they said, and make up a whole lot of shit in my head and start a whole crap at the table. And then, of course, Heather's running after her, and she's like, take this microphone off, get it off me. And I'm like...
I just loved it because, I mean, poor Heather got kind of attacked by both of them. Oh, your mother is a nice little pretty girl. I
we're from the same side of the tracks. You and I come from the same place. Like, we had nothing. We're not like these.
Are you like the outside boys or whatever with Lost Boys or whatever? I mean, the same side of the tracks is Grease. I don't understand what you're saying.
So, I mean, it was a bit confusing, though, because yesterday's episode, I thought I was watching last week's episode because the beginnings both started exactly the same. Except it was somebody else arguing with Bethany while she was cooking, a.k.a. cutting up an avocado. So she's got the tomatoes and the avocado, and she's putting them on the plate, saying dinner is served.
Now, you cook all the time, like we were just talking about and seeing all your posts. If you were there and the girls said, hey, Glammy, we're so excited you're cooking lunch for us tomorrow, and then Ramona walks in and says, we're going to go somewhere else. How would you? Would you react like that thing?
If I was in the middle of cooking, then I'd be like, don't you remember back?
Chopping.
Yeah, chopping. If I was in the middle of chopping up mushrooms and tomatoes, I would be like, listen, do you not see what the fuck I'm doing? Hello? Think back to yesterday when you said, yeah, let's cook. Please cook.
Right.
But then if she insisted, I'd be like, you know what, just go. It's fine. Don't worry about it. We're going to get shit-faced at the pool on skinny girl margaritas and have a safe trip driving. But she made it such a big deal. I was like, ugh. But I don't think Bethany was the deal. I think it was the other ones, especially Ramona. I mean, she's...
Oh, it's Ramona. Ramona leads it and then says, oh, well, she said it was okay. Obviously, we all know. We saw
and then, of course, she marches out. Skinny girl marches out, and she's like, okay, just like...
Yeah.
Just the bottom of this right now. It's me, Ramona. Me. Okay, Bethany, I get what you're saying. That's when she speaks to Ramona like that, it's just going whoosh, 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 over her head. She doesn't get it. But then again, I don't think she gets anything. I really don't.
Bethany also, too, has a point. If she was born with a silver spoon in her mouth, she would give her a little, give. But Ramona grew up with nothing, and all of a sudden she's got this entitled... Is it because she's one of the original New York housewives?
I think it is. I think
she's pulling a meanie on us.
I think Luann, who was a nurse from the Poconos or Spoconos or where the hell Luann grew up, outside New York City somewhere. Luann, Bethany had nothing. Actually, Bethany probably came from a better background than any of them because she was on the racetrack with the money and the wealthy people and the partying. At 14, kind of Drew Barrymore, None of them had any money. They all married really well. Sonia has accomplished fuck all in her life. I'm sorry, I don't know. Being a hostess for something, no. You host shit. Do you think you're entitled?
She parties with John Kennedy, and
Yeah, but unfortunately he's dead, darling. You know, there was an accident. Plane went down in the water.
speaking of dead, is this the size of a regular espresso?
No,
Like,
that's not an espresso cup, though, is it?
yeah, it is from Nespresso.
No, that's ridiculous.
But it seems like it should be double. I don't know.
Did you press the button for small, medium, or large? Oh my gosh, he's knocking back espressos. That's going to be happening next. So anyway, that's the trip. The trip is still continuing. It's like the entire season is a trip. So I believe, you know, as long as Candy's ski trip, I mean, she got an entire season. This is like a season of it. But they come back to New York next week, and the shit hits the fan even more. Mm-hmm. So there's that. Now who do we have to talk about?
Flipping Out has started. I haven't caught up with Flipping Out yet.
I did.
You did.
Yes, Zoila's still calling Gage a bitch.
Gage has an assistant now, right? A new assistant?
Yes, but he doesn't seem to get it. There was a moment which I spat out my gin and tonic, and I had to go make myself a new one. Gage had specifically asked.
Good liquor.
I know, it was Hendrix as well. He asked for 10 light bulbs of one. Okay.
I almost put my head through the TV.
Okay. 10 light bulbs of one size and 10 of another, and the assistant ordered 30 of something completely different. And not only did he say it, he wrote it down on a piece of paper, and the boy took the piece of paper, went 10, and 10 is 30 of those. So now they have 30 useless light bulbs. There was a moment that Jeff lost his shit at Chaz Dean's because they fucked everything up. I mean, they had these plans drawn out, and it had 2 kitchens. And he's like, who the fuck needs 2 kitchens? I mean, it was embarrassing. So he lost his shit. Then he went to one of the other people's houses. Oh, and I'll tell you who's on it. Megan Fox's husband's on it. Brian Austin Green is on this year.
Is he?
Yeah. I didn't even recognize him at all.
He's so good looking.
Now, my husband used to look really like him in high school. The two of them were like very similar looking. They look nothing alike. I mean, I couldn't even recognize him. And I was like, it was when they said Megan Fox. I went, Megan Fox is married to Brian Austin Green. Is that I was like, who's that regular dude on the carpet? I mean, just like literally.
Well, I'm upset that I lost my phone with your husband's tushy on it. So.
Oh, well, I have to send it to you again. Would you like a frontal as well? Side view? Anything else I can help you with?
Oh my gosh, the Europeans are hilarious.
Yeah, I know. That's all that happened on Jeffrey Lewis. Next week, and this season on Flipping Out, Jeff and Gage have a baby.
I know.
Just like, I have to talk about it. $1 Million Listing New York is one of my favorite shows.
Mm-hmm.
I love it because they really do have jobs, which is
Frederick is one of the top 5 in New York.
Number 1 in New York, and Ryan has just become number 6.
Oh.
And so it's a big, huge party. I love the guys. I am thrilled that Frederick is having a baby with Derek, and they've got the name picked out. Her name is Mila, and I believe if it's a boy, they're just going to change it to Milo, which I am just like so happy for him.
It's Sonia's dog that died. Yeah.
Yeah. But they finally found a surrogate, and they're finally having a baby.
I know. I'm so excited.
The closing scenes for them was when Frederick was putting the harp was there, and it was in the big building, and Derek walked through the door with him, and he said, "Welcome home, I've bought us a house." I was like, oh my God. And it's the most spectacular views you've ever seen. And he's like, our little girl can wake up every morning and see the beautiful sunrise of the Hudson River. I was like, oh my God.
It's gorgeous.
It was just so crazy. So I was so happy for them.
I loved it. And how are you excited about $1 Million Listing San Francisco?
No.
No?
Not at all.
Have you been to San Francisco?
My husband's best friend lives there, and he has a building there, and he also lives outside, and he works there. I just don't. San Francisco, the people on the show aren't exactly I don't know, there's something that's not making me go, oh, it's not like $1 Million Listing LA, like, oh, I want to see those guys. It's kind of like a commercial for tampons. It's just there. You know? It's just on. Hi, guys.
Well, I mean, you've got $1 Million
commercial.
Listing in Los Angeles because you got kind of got the Hollywood celebrity thing. New York, of course, is just a very exciting city as it is.
Silicon Valley, I don't feel that I want to Google myself. You know?
Well, coming from a kind of a techie background myself, I'm excited because I cannot wait to see what things are going for. San Francisco is super expensive because
I know my friend cannot. He's got a tenant in one of his buildings. He's got the entire. Okay, he bought the entire building. Just let's see. And he was sick to death of getting outbid by $1 or $2 million on an apartment. So he bought the entire fucking building. He said, "Oh, vacant building. Let's all club together and buy the building." Now he has one tenant left, and he can't sell the building because the tenant has more rights than the owner. So he's now just sitting there with this, I don't know, 5-unit building in San Francisco, which is just going up in price. But it's like the rent control's insane, and so it's not really that good. But he's moved out of the city near the airport. Yeah. Loves it, but he still works downtown. And when Doug flies to San Francisco, he loves it. He wants us to move there because
the same thing's happening. Same thing's happening in Seattle. I mean, I moved out of the city of Seattle. My address is still Seattle, but I'm kind of more North Seattle. And I mean, the difference with price and mortgage and everything, I was able to buy an Audi.
Well, I mean, finally, our house prices in Florida, thankfully, we dropped. I mean, we just have a regular house, so it was like $250,000 in a year, off of our price. So we've now got that back. We are now currently back to what we bought it at 10 years ago because of the whole crash.
Oh, yeah.
It's going up, finally. But there's lots of areas in the country that are not going up. They're just...
Yeah, we have equity now, too. So
We have like $3,000 worth of equity. Plus, that's off of what we paid for it. But we've been paying a mortgage for 10 years, so it's kind of a little bit more. But I'm like, yeah, we finally were solvent because I felt like we were drowning since 2004 or 2007 actually.
2008.
Drowning, yeah. I mean, we got hammered. So I love seeing house shows. I'm really glad that Jeffrey Lewis is back into flipping houses again because that was something he had stopped doing because of the recession. So it shows that we are moving forward financially in different pockets of the country, not everywhere. But that's what I like about it. But no, I don't think I'm watching San Francisco because I feel like it's a Tampax commercial.
Well, guys, you will be seeing tweets from me about it. All right. Speaking of tweets you won't see from me, mother funders.
Nope, me neither.
But you're a mother. Were you ever in a kind of a PTA kind of, hey, I'm going to raise money with my cupcakes? No?
Nope. In fact, I went to the
school. Children out?
I would go to my children's school. I would pick them up every single day from school. I would walk them home because it was right around the corner. And we would do homework together, and the kids would play, and I'd cook. And I would also take the kids to school in the morning. I do not want anything to do with the school. I don't give a shit about the teachers, sorry. I don't care about their problems. I mean, I remember going to one of my son's, I think he was in 2nd grade. I went to the parent-teacher conference, and she told me my son was great, everything was fine. She's like, oh, I have a headache. And I said, oh, I can tell with these kids. No, I was drinking last night. Not like I did when I was in college. Good God, I would forget days. And I was like, whoa. And then she carried on telling me about her college experience and how many men she had. And I'm like, you know you're a 2nd grade teacher, right? And that was the last time I had any contact with any teachers in school. I was like, no, I'm not coming here ever again. These Florida teachers, no.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. After that, I would deal with the principal.
I would have homeschooled. And everyone would be getting a P-test.
So, just to let her know, Mrs. Ackles, you're a fucking fruitcake, and that's why I never set foot in your classroom ever again. Fruitcake. I was calling my husband going, she was talking about how much sex she was having in the college and how much, one glass of wine and my legs were in the air. Seriously, this was a parent-teacher conference. I am not lying.
I wonder if she's related to me.
She probably was. It was probably your mother.
Well, I love on Twitter that Eric says, glad to hear Princess Glad is making great use of the word fuck, as always. I love it. Hi, Eric.
Hi, Cluppy. Boo-boo, my baby.
Oh, my gosh. All right. So I know you've tried a few times. I have not tried except for the one time. I don't even know if anybody's won the money for Odd Mom Out. I saw her on Watch What Happens Live, and I liked her.
I did too, but this show sucks.
Get in the show that she wrote.
And she worked for Chanel for all those years.
Her parents did and got nothing as a child.
No. I'm like,
right there, I would need therapy with my mother.
I'd be like,
she withheld Chanel.
Chanel for my 16th birthday and I said, Mom, and her mom's like, it's an extravagance. And she's like, but everyone else is getting at least their third. And I'm like, oh my God, this kid. I mean, she was bows on everything. Every fucking chain, bows on everything. So she's never acted before, which is maybe the reason we don't like the show. But she wrote it, and you know, it's only funny. You know when Eric and you read the Bravo blogs, they're hilarious. You're putting your own spin on something that somebody else wrote. When you're the writer and you're putting the spin on the spin, it's kind of meh.
Here's where I see her on Watch What Happens Live. I love her. I see the previews for Odd Mom Out, like when she talks about the wives in Brooklyn and she wants to move there. Hilarious. When I sit down to watch the show, I can't get through an episode.
Aren't we lucky though that it's only 30 minutes, because it's all in between that and Secrets and Wives. It's like this little slot of shit, and then you know, so you can go and you can pour yourself another glass of wine, put pajamas, before some other show comes on. I mean, I just didn't like it, so that was.
Totally.
So we're not watching that, and I haven't caught up on Secrets and Wives the last 2 weeks, so I'm sorry I can't talk about that. But the girls,
it's really, really good. Our favorite is and her husband. He is just being a big old butthole.
Susan. Hello.
Hello.
What are you talking about? Susan and her husband. Is it Susan?
Yes. Is it Susan? Let me go.
Is it the brunette? Is it the brunette?
It's the brunette.
Susan! She's fabulous.
Susan, I love Susan.
And her husband's the ex-con,
a.k.a. Her husband's the ex-con that drinks a little too much, but he's having fun, and everybody's taking him way too seriously.
He did a couple of offensive things, but you know, if you've been banging everybody since high school, you can say anything you want in front of them. Seriously.
I love that. I mean, everybody. Yeah, it's so incestuous, don't you think?
Everybody slept with everybody. Somebody's had somebody else's engagement ring. I mean, so yeah, that show I haven't caught up with, so I really can't talk about it right now. So
all right, we'll talk about that next week.
Real Housewives of Orange County.
God.
No words about Vicky's mom. I was sobbing, and then the fuckers cut to a commercial, and I got myself together, and then it came back. I'm sobbing again. I'm like, I'm crying at a reality TV show.
I mean, we thought, and we and I discussed it on a previous show, that we thought it was maybe finding out that Brooks was faking his cancer, right?
Well, yeah.
We didn't know what was happening, or maybe I was talking to someone else. I don't even know.
I knew it was her mom, but I was really hoping I was wrong. It was just...
Now, do we know exactly what happened to Mom? Did she just fall asleep at night and just never wake up?
Stroke. It sounds like she had a stroke or something in her sleep. And when she was saying to Billy, wake mommy up, I was like, oh my God. Oh my God, I could not even. It was just so freaking sad. I feel so terrible for Vicky.
Oh. And having to relive it 5 months later, right? Because this happened in February.
And then has to go and watch What Happens Live and chat to Andy about it, you know? And it's like, oh my God. I mean, and, you know, she says she's been just so fucking sad. So sad.
It's just, I mean, I have teased Vicky for being a cuckoo bird a lot. I have ragged on her for being a work in progress for many, many years. It's like, when is this going to be done? But this was just raw and sad, and your heart goes out not just to her, but everyone. And to see all the girls just come together and just,
I have to say something here.
Even, Ice Princess Megan had some feelings a little bit in her face for at least 30 seconds.
But what about Heather Dubrow? She ran off and she calls Brooks, which was brilliant. Then she runs off and she's like, "Don't follow me, camera stuff." Terry, Ricky's mom just died, and I just wanted to say,
I love you.
I'm like, shut up.
Are you still there?
I'm like, stop it. I'm like, hi, I love you so much, Terry. And how's the kitchen coming along? And by the way, I'm over budget on the chandelier. I love you.
I added another chandelier.
I added another floor.
Okay, so Heather complained about Terry working too hard and having his show botched and committing for 7 months. Boo-hoo-hoo. Oh, you have this big old house that you're building. You're over budget in every frickin' room. Who cares?
He's like, look, he has to work. He has to work because he wants his $1 million movie theater in the house. $1 million.
Yeah.
Justin Bieber's not even got a movie theater that's worth $1 million, for fuck's sake. The boy is 10 times more rich than them, and it's like
we got to see his stuff this week.
Oh yeah, no, I saw that too. It was very interesting. While he was on his sabbatical to the Christian pilgrimage or something. Yeah, yeah, just take the knickers off and pose. I found Jesus. It's okay. Look at the back of my leg. I mean, he's just. Sorry, I just got. Sorry, Eric.
I was picturing Carol's tagline when I saw Justin's back. If you're going to talk about me, at least check out my great ass.
Oh, I know. I was like, oh, okay. I mean, yeah, Justin Bieber was kind of cute. And I'm sick to death of everyone ripping on Justin Bieber because he's the one that writes the songs, writes the music, it records the fucking things, goes on the tour. It's nobody else but him. It's not like he's got the Jackson family behind him, filling in when you get tired. And
absolutely.
He can spend his money any way he damn well pleases. And could you imagine all the shit that would have been on the news if you and I were famous when we were his age?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Fire Island, you.
Especially you and I not having social media. No one would know. We could do whatever we wanted.
My point.
Which I did.
If we went back 20 years and we had video cameras and people had cell phones and there was the internet, we'd be fucked. We would be Lindsay Lohan. We would be. It would be like we'd have to leave the country.
Mm-hmm.
We'd have to go to Scary Island and live there.
We could be at Scary Island, Bethany.
So nowadays it's really much more difficult for, and I always think, it was Princess Diana's birthday this week, and she would have been 54 years old, and I was thinking, she just had to deal with paparazzis on motorbikes, and the occasional person taking a picture at Alton Towers of her on the log slide with her kids, but then they would take the camera and develop the film and then sell it to the Sunday newspapers because it took like a week. Now, if she was alive, they'd take a picture of her and it would be on the internet before she got off the ride.
Yeah.
So I don't know how that poor lady's life would have ended up had she not been killed. It would have been probably, it would have been like a Kardashian moment every time, but amplified like beyond belief. With the cameras flashing everywhere on her, and I don't think that's good. I don't think that anyone should live like that, especially when.
Oh, absolutely not.
He was a wonderful human being, and talking about the Kardashians, off track completely. Scott and Courtney split up.
Who are they?
I read it yesterday. Actually, I want to say one thing about it. I know that Courtney had kicked Scott out on 4th of July weekend, and everybody thinks Kanye West is a complete asshole. Everybody. Yeah. That is the image he portrays as the singer, star, whatever.
He's great at it.
But Kanye West this weekend stepped up to the plate because Mason, the little boy, was on vacation when this shit storm happened and his dad got kicked out. and obviously Courtney was having a hard time dealing with 3 kids on her own. Kanye took the little boy Mason out with Northwest and Kim, and they had a family day out. And he didn't have to do that, and I thought, wow, that's a different side of that guy. You know, take the kid out, make sure his life wasn't completely destroyed. You know, his 4th of July, he was
distract him.
And I thought that was a really good uncle thing to do. You know, and I've seen him do other things like, you know, open doors for Kim and lift up her dress when there's a big puddle, or, you know, help her out of stuff.
So he's considerate.
Yeah, and he's carrying her handbag.
You're saying he's aware of other people around him besides himself.
His family.
Right. Now, I would like to see if one of those kids got an award, if he would step up and say, I think Beyonce's was better.
Yes, but that's a persona. Anyway, in his private life, he's a completely different human being to the one that he projects onto everything. And I don't like the man at all. Trust me, I don't like the man. But I do see him do things like, you know, my husband has been seen holding the Louis Vuitton, and, you know, while I'm in the dressing room buying clothes. Kanye has also been seen holding the Hermes. But, you know, same thing. But anyway, so that was completely off. That was just completely out of left field. So we've done Real Housewives of New York. We've done OC.
What are we thinking of Megan? How do you like Megan?
I hate her. That's it. I nothing to say. She is such a pretentious little bitch who is newly married into money and thinks she's entitled to the money. Sweetie, and her husband hits a ball with a stick, right? What's that called? Again? What's it called?
It's called cricket.
No, that's the English one. Baseball.
Baseball.
He plays baseball. He hits the stick with the ball.
I was trying to put it in words you would understand.
Anyway, he plays for who? The Los Angeles what?
Angels?
No, fuck.
What?
Well, why does he have to go back to Georgia?
The Los Angeles Dodgers?
No.
The Los Angeles Motorboats? I don't know.
Stop. He goes to the place Andy Cohen lives with the arch. What's that place called?
It's called McDonald's.
Okay, close enough. Okay, so he goes to McDonald's to hit the stick.
Wrigley Field? Wrigley?
No.
Wrigley? Do you hear how gay I am? Really? You're asking me
St. Louis! St. Louis is the arch, the big arch in town.
St. Louis.
He goes there to play the sport with the ball and the bat. So anyway, I have never been to one of those games in my life. I don't know anything about American sports. I'm sorry. I do know one thing about sports. A basketball player, I don't know his name, he wears a headband. I don't have a clue.
Oh, God, that narrows it down.
Anyway, Shaquille O'Neal, maybe it was Shaquille O'Neal. No.
So I was tweeting, and I love the people that have responded to my tweets, because I got a little confused because Megan kept saying, oh, I'm on good terms with John's ex, and the wife was there at the fundraiser, but then she's making such a big deal about getting out of the house. I didn't realize she was the third wife. Is she the third? Because Megan's, you know, on good terms with the first one that has been diagnosed with something, I forgot. The second one is the one that she's not on good terms.
Wait. Apparently, the first wife's cancer, you saw on the show, is in remission and has been for 3 fucking years. It's been documented. I've read it online. Megan, in her cutaways, is like, and her cancer is getting worse, unfortunately. What? Really, sweetie? Are you wishing the cancer was worse? I don't get it. And I don't...
What do you think this whole thing about her coming down on Shannon was?
Bullshit.
Such bullshit.
She is trying to give herself a storyline because she is boring as hell. Boring.
Well, she won't even, especially when Shannon was trying to extend an olive branch, and she just wouldn't let the fuck up. I'd be like, fuck you. I can't win with you, obviously. You can't do one little thing with Megan, and then even if you have a little, you're maybe wrong in some way, you can't even apologize to someone like her because she won't even let you do that and accept it.
And the thing is, she's new money, so she's like, oh, Henry, or whatever the fuck her husband's name is, bought me a new Louis.
I know, and people even comment to me that I wasn't spelling her name right. Well, you don't deserve it, Megan.
Megan.
I don't have an H in my name. You don't have an H in your name, as far as I'm
my
concerned.
stepdaughter does have an H in her name, and
I know she does. I don't spell it with one.
Don't care.
All right, I think we've kind of covered everything that's going on. We did talk about I did mention in our last one on June 17th that the Shaws were having a part 3. You said they weren't. You were right. They're not.
Of course I'm right.
I think it was hopeful wishing that they would, but they did not. So, you know, Nene's left left Atlanta.
Come on.
She left.
She demanded too much money. They said,
no,
I'm going to walk, and they said, there's the door. That's what happened.
Of course. So, you know, several weeks ago, they announced that Nene and Kim would have a road trip.
Never happened.
Never happened. Okay. I'm on the Bravo site now. I don't see anything about it.
Are they filming? Because I don't know. I have no idea. Nene and Kim's road trip, maybe the car broke down. Don't know.
The car.
So Nene's now got some other thing with Patti LaBelle going on, so I hear, or something. I don't know if it's a one-off thing.
You know, I don't know if you know, I hear all these great things about Nene, but every time I see her, whether it's on Atlanta, whether it's on Regis and Kelly and Michael, any show she's on, she's just fucking annoying and full of herself. I just don't get it. Is that the persona again? I mean, we talked about Kanye. Is that the persona?
I think it is a persona that she's made of herself. That I'm a rich bitch, but I bet she won't be saying that anymore because of Donald Trump and all the mess he got himself in. But yeah, I think it's a persona. And now, next one to get fired is Brandy. Excuse me, Eric, Mr. Reality Recaps. You were wrong. John and I were right. We said the bitch was going. Oh no, she makes the drama and she has ratings. Nope.
Well, Eric makes the drama here at your Reality Recaps.
We get more viewers when he's not on, so hello. So yes, Brandy got fired, and
Kim is fired, or she's coming in as a friend.
And Kyle has left, apparently.
She's left and doing a VH1 special or a family thing.
She's doing her show about her life, but she won't be starring in it because her life is so fantastic.
Do we really need a show with just Kyle?
We don't. So, and I just heard who was taking over yesterday, and I fucking forgot. Do you remember who's taking over?
Denise Richards.
Yes, that's right. Plus another one. There's another one.
I haven't heard of the other one.
I don't either. Denise Richards, we knew that she was coming in because she was on last year. She was auditioning.
So excited.
So it's Lisa Rinna. At Lisa Rinna's party, Denise Richards was there. It's a wife of Charlie Sheen, stroke actress. And I'm like, oh my god, this is awesome. Maybe Charlie Sheen will be on the show. Maybe, I don't know.
He's looking pretty haggard.
Well, he makes money, so.
Now the latest gossip is Kristen from New York is being fired.
Gone, yes. Bye. Don't let the door hit you.
And they just had their reunion yesterday, so I think Kristen is gone.
Yeah, well, Kristen's gone, and she's blaming somebody else.
Of course.
But I mean, Kristen is like wallpaper. It's just like she's there, and she's pretty. We don't care. You bring nothing to the show.
Well, I don't think pretty is that smart.
Pretty isn't entertaining. And of course, don't you think it's quite funny that Kristen and Brandy are BFFs and they were both fired?
Brandy brings too much and Kristen doesn't bring enough, so maybe together they should have their own show. Yeah,
and Bethany's besties with Kyle Richards. They're both on, and yap. You get her fired, I get her fired, yep, boom. And then Kyle, I just don't know why Kyle left. I mean, I think maybe Kyle's... How are we going to have a white party if Kyle's not there? We need a white party.
If Kyle's show was about event planning, like building the white party and showing us how to do it, maybe I'd tune in, but I don't know if there's a whole lot.
It's about her entire life as a child star and growing up and having 25 husbands.
Over half the audience isn't even old enough. to understand the things she was in as a child, except maybe Halloween.
Never seen it. No, I've never seen any of them. So there's that. So they were fired, and there's rumors that Phaedra was fired, and Tootie, Kim Fields is coming on to replace Claudia.
I've heard that. I also heard that, New Jersey's been holding off because Teresa's signing a $2 million deal to come back to Housewives of New Jersey.
Wow. I heard her husband's got his own fucking show before he goes in. I'm like, why is Joe getting his show with the girls? I mean, what's this? 3 girls and a dad? I mean...
there's a reality show about,
but it'll work, and they'll get the money, and all the Gorgas are going to shit bricks. I mean, they're just going to flip the fuck out. Melissa's going to be like, Joe, you need to get a scandal so we can get our own show. Get over there, hump some man on the beach. I don't give a fuck. Just do something, because we're trailing. We're trailing.
And
these bikini shows aren't working.
And speaking of New Jersey, Amber's breast cancer was in remission, and she is now fighting that battle again. So our hearts go out to Amber.
Yes, I mean, I don't like her husband, and he stalks me on Twitter. It's very strange. But Amber, when she was diagnosed, it was like, oh shit, and then she's done her thing, and it's over and done with. Mm-hmm. What did you think about the fact that Blood, Sweat, and Heels did not have a reunion? Or did it, and I missed it?
I don't watch that.
Oh, well, Daisy finished her chemo. There was a lot
I liked Daisy. I saw her on Watch What Happens Live.
Flying. There was a fight where somebody threw a bottle or something at somebody else, or something happened. I don't know. But Geneva got blamed for it, I think, and it wasn't really her fault. But maybe it was. I'm not sure. It was craziness, but there was no reunion.
That's insane. All right, last 5 minutes. Should we talk about some Big Brother stuff?
Yes, let's talk about Big Brother.
I know Big Brother fans as well. So Audrey is a fucking maniac in the house.
I love Audrey.
I love that she was at, 4:30 in the morning grabbing people one by one.
It was like Gestapo. And she says to Jeff, if you don't come, you may end up on the nomination block.
Yeah. And I love
shit out of people. And it was like, okay, so that all happened, but then she got busted by Devon, and Devon flipped the fuck out on her, and then she took to her bed, like, some Gone with the Wind shit, I'm
a little disappointed in Devon. I really thought she was going to do a lot better, especially being a poker dealer. And she's
not over until the fat lady sings. Let's just leave it at that.
I agree with you, but I thought she would have laid a little lower, like the poker player herself is. I mean, she's
the poker player herself. Vanessa is a fucking Fruit Loop. I'm sorry. I do not understand any woman that talks. I mean, of course, probably half of you out there are going, she's got one to talk. But any woman that says, well, like, things are like, like, John is like, the guy on, like, you know what I'm saying, like.
I don't.
What the fuck? Hey, that's how she talks. And she's so fake with the whole, I'm so loyal to you.
Don't you think that might be her strategy, her bisexual lesbian strategy?
Loyal to every motherfucker in the house. And then she throws everybody under the bus to everybody. It's like, whoa. Hello, Audrey.
Well, I thought it was amazing that Audrey kind of stayed low, and then good looking, what's his name?
Didn't get nominated, didn't get backdoored, did nothing.
I am so proud of Audrey. I thought she was overdoing it, overplaying her hand. It's only been a few weeks, but she survived that, and I'm in shock.
I actually feel a blog today that I love when players come back from the brink of death, because she turned it all around. She came back. She laid low. She took to her bed for a couple of days. She cried it out. But now she's back being her lying, backstabbing self, which is fantastic. Planting little seeds here and there. And even though the house don't believe it, they're still taking it in, and they're going to believe it. In a week and a half, they'll be like, oh, remember when Audrey told us that? Because that's how she's playing them. It's going to be actually really good. I didn't like how she played too fast, too hard. Devon, she also played too hard, too fast at the beginning of this game.
Yeah.
Last night there was an incident that I didn't like with Steve, actually two of them, and I've been a huge Steve supporter. Steve, he's sneaking around and telling people, yep, gossipy shit. And it drove me crazy, and he went to Vanessa and told him about, well, the twins have been exposed, by the way. Everybody in the fucking house knows.
Well, Devon, Mama D exposed him, right?
Well, that happened, yes.
And you can read that in our blogs at yourrealityrecaps.com.
And my blogs, which will be better, at princessglammy.com. Anyway.
Which you will find a link at yourrealityrecaps.com.
Eric put the link. So once you've read your reality recaps, then pop over at mine and tell me how much more fabulous I am. Anyway, it started a couple of days ago when Jason was thinking, oh my god, he thought Johnny Mac was a twin. So he got Meg up and he got Jason. They were all like, you're cuckoo. And then it was like, okay, I'm delirious, go to bed. Then Devon started clicking on to yesterday or the day before, and she was nailing it. Different eye colors, they're different heights, they're different weights, they're different hair, everything. And she's gone to the diary room and she's told them all. So that's it. Who's just joined us?
It's me.
What did you do?
I didn't do anything.
Yes, you did.
No, I've just been sitting here.
You were fucking playing.
No, I had my iPad. I had my iPad looking at Twitter, and the whole thing just went. Continue your thought, because we're almost done.
So anyway, yeah. So the people I'm not liking right now are, I cannot stand Shelley and Clay. They are the most repulsive showmans in the history of any fucking show ever. She thinks she's on The Bachelor, and he thinks he's catching a ball. I mean, he's just like, it's just awful. So I'm not sure. I mean, she's picking out wedding dresses and thinking, you know, they're.
I like them because they saved Audrey.
Fuck them. Seriously, they are repulsive. She sits there. Somebody will come in and she'll be like, hi, I'd like to ask you a question. With my teeth.
With my boobies.
And then she's like, Clay, don't talk right now. Who are you voting out and why? And the person's like this. Well, I was thinking. Why did you think? Why are you thinking? Clay, she's thinking on. I mean, it's fucking. She's such a passive-aggressive bitch. She's annoying. She's demanding. She's awful. She's horrible. There's a reason the bitch is fucking single. Oh, and here's the best part. She was married before for a while. Probably when Clay was like 10, she got married to somebody else. Because there's such a big age gap that she's not Puma. She's a fucking straight up cougar. He's 23, she's nearly 34. And she is completely and utterly in love with Clay. And then dipshit Clay said, if there's a double eviction, Shelley, I want us to both go out on the same night so we can be together. I'm like, oh, fuck. Shoot me now. I mean, they're not in it to play the game. I don't know. Maybe Clay's playing the best game ever and is faking the showmans.
Yeah.
Because Audrey said week 1, go get a showmans with Shelley. But I think he fell for her. And I think he really wants to make babies with her. And I think they want to be the first, second Big Brother wedding in the history, or maybe third if Jeff gets his shit together. But no, he's awful. Clay is a vile, vile human being. Awful.
He's good to look at. What about Becky getting hit by the train, the story?
Who?
Becky.
Oh.
The other HOH that was dethroned this week.
Oh, the other piece of wallpaper. Yeah, I know. Isn't she hanging on the coat closet right beside the other chick that thinks she's Kim Kardashian? I'll tell you the people picking up you on the
hell is it on me?
That woman that thinks the girl that was on The Amazing Race get fucking if she left today, nobody would fucking notice. And the same thing with Becky. If they removed 2 people from the house, It would take the house 3 weeks to notice that somebody was missing.
True. It's like beige. It's like the color beige. It's like watching beige, right? It sounds like beige. It looks like beige. It's beige.
It would be like that. If they were actually on the freaking live feeds, they're never awake. And then that Vanessa or Valerie or Victoria, what's their name? Victoria? No, that was last year's fucking wet paint. The one, boobs.
Boobs.
This stripper from Vegas. Jackie,
the Amazing Race.
Amazing Race. Jackie she sleeps all day, then she gets up, she bitches to Jeff about how everybody is like fucking not playing the game and it's just stupid. How dare they? And I'm like, bitch, what the fuck have you done except for sleep? Strut around in a small bikini.
I have to hand it to the Amazing Racers that they're still there. They're not voted out, right?
Right.
Alrighty then. I'm glad we did this show on positive note.
Jeff's from my side of the Jeff's like 20 minutes from me. Jeff from the Amazing Race, and if you ask me to go interview him, I will actually ask to be paid.
If we're asked you what?
If you ask me, and if you and Eric say go hang out with Jeff, go see Jeff, interview him for the site, I'll be like, okay, how much are you going to pay me?
How much would you require?
Oh, a couple of million. That bad.
Well, our patron account's doing really well. So.
Yeah.
All right, Glammy, we have a few minutes. Any final thoughts on Bravo, Big Brother, yourself?
Bravo's looking really good this summer. I'm really excited about Bravo this summer. I don't know. There's too much going on. There's too much flipping out. Fabulous. I love flipping out.
Me too.
I'm sure there's going to be another Real Housewives. I mean, once the reunion of Real Housewives of New York is done and in the bag and over, who do we get next? I don't know,
but we've got Atlanta's 100th episode compilation coming up as well.
Sunday, right? That's Sunday.
Yes, and we're going to talk about that next week. We're going to talk about
Sheree's on that and all the previous wives, like Sheree will be on and.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We're going
to watch it.
I think it's going to be a biggie. I'm excited about that. All right. Well, guys, thank you so much for tuning into our show this week. Again, we talk about not just Bravo, we talk about Big Brother and anything else because Glammy and I are actually real friends. And we do a weekly recap. Yeah. You can follow me at Comedy Jonah on all social media platforms. You can see all of our content at yourrealityrecaps.com. And Glammy, where can we find you?
PrincessGlammy.com. And I just shut down Glamorous Cooking, so I'm going to change. There's going to be a new tab on Princess Glammy, and it's going to either be called Glamorous Grub or something like that. Little tab. It's right next to Tea Time with You and Me. There's a tab on my site there. So, yay. And yes, you can find me on Twitter at Princess Glammy, and that would be about it. Or you can call me on John's number, and and I can give you that out right now. It's
Seattle my phone's around here somewhere.
It's Seattle area code. Actually, Eric's number and say, "Hey, Eric." All the fans should text Eric and say, "Happy Father's Day" or something like that.
All right, guys.
Grass disappears.
All right, guys. Till next week. We will see you later, alligators. Bye.